Ready, Your Honor. You're muted, sir.
Okie dokie. Do you have the papers on the screen, Patty, or available?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. The court calls case number 622511, State of Texas versus Aida Yvette Castilleja. Are you Aida Yvette Castilleja?
Yes, sir.
All right. In case number 622511, you're accused of what, Patty? I didn't put it on here.
It's DWI with BAC 0.15 or higher.
Okay. That is the charge, Ms. Castilleja. Before we proceed with this matter, I need to discuss 5 very important rights and constitutional protections. Okay, who's got the dog? Or something.
Your Honor, I need to mute either Deputy Castillo or Ms. Castilleja needs to mute herself.
Okay. No problem. All right.
It's not
You
here.
have, okay, you have certain constitutional rights and protections. The first one being that you have a right to remain silent. That means that you do not have to make any kind of statement. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to submit paperwork that has your signature, especially papers that admit or confess to wrongdoing. Do you understand you have that right?
Yes, sir.
You have the right to a jury trial. That's a trial wherein you would, with the assistance of your attorney and with the state, y'all could pick 6 people from a random pool of jurors. You'd pick 6 of them to listen to the evidence and decide whether you're guilty or not guilty. You understand that you have that right, the jury trial.
Yes, sir.
Along with that, you have the right to confront witnesses. That means you have the right to question, challenge, cross-examine any witness who would testify if you went to trial. You understand you have that right?
Yes, sir.
There's also a right called the right of appeal. That's a right wherein you yourself, your attorney herself, or the 2 of you together could demand that a higher court review the official record in this matter, which is being prepared by Kayleen Rivera. She's the court reporter. You'd have the right to demand a higher court review that record, the evidence and materials in this case, for whatever challenge you wanted to make. That's called the right of appeal. Do you understand you have that right?
Yes, sir.
And finally, both you and the state, separately and individually, you have the right to have this matter heard in an open public courtroom. Because of the COVID pandemic, we're not doing open meetings or open hearings in the public courtroom. We're doing them on video conference. And you still could make the demand, but if you proceed with this matter, you're giving up all 5 of these rights: the right to remain silent, the right to a jury trial, the right to confront your witnesses, the right to appeal, and the right to the public hearing. All of those you give them up if you proceed with this plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, I'm going to show you the documents in this case. Those documents all start off with what I call identifying information. It starts off at the top with the case number, which is 622-511. It says the state of Texas versus Aida Yvette Castilleja. Then it says in the County Court of Law number 5, Bexar County, Texas. That will be repeated on every new document that is shown to you. Below that, immediately below that, then you'll have, sure is aggravating, whatever that sound is. Below the identifying information, you will see the title of the document. Here you're being shown, the first one is called State's Consent to Video Conference. As I mentioned a moment, yes.
Can I try muting the courtroom computer, because that's where the noise is coming from?
Really?
It's not from the courtroom. She had to mute.
No, it says her phone says connecting to audio, and it hasn't. I can't mute her, and you have your phone on. I mean, you know, the laptop or the computer on, but that's where it's coming from.
Ms. Castilla, do you have a phone with you?
Yes, Your Honor. I have it right here.
Turn it off and let's see what happens.
Well, she's gonna go. The video's gonna be gone, Judge.
Really?
Yeah, but I've been trying to mute her, but it just says connecting to audio.
I think it's gonna see.
I thought that our own computer there would.
Okay, now I can mute her.
All right.
Okay, yeah, but I have to connect it. Okay, go ahead.
All right. Now,
Okay.
the document that you were shown was the one that the state is consenting to the video conference, because they have the right to demand this be done in the public courtroom too. Do you see that document, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very good. Now, the next document, now, by the way, that was signed by Ms. Morgan, the Assistant District Attorney. The next document is the discovery acknowledgement. If you look at the title is discovery acknowledgement, immediately below that, it starts off pursuant to Article 39.14 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. That's the law that requires the state to share with you the information, documents, receipts, videos, whatever is involved in this case, so that you and your attorney can make an informed and intelligent decision. That is signed by your attorney and the state's attorney. They acknowledge, they admit, they state that that law has been followed. Do you see that and understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
The next document you're seeing now, the title of it is Defendant's Consent to Video Conference. That's where you're saying that you're not demanding that this matter be heard in the public open courtroom. You're saying that you're satisfied and agree to do this on video conference. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The next document is a defendant's waiver of constitutional rights in court's admonitions. Did you read this carefully yourself with your attorney's help?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You'll notice it starts off with 3 important sentences. It says, among other things, that you were charged originally with DWI with a blood alcohol content of 0.15 or higher. Now, the third sentence says the deal that your attorney has made for you is that you're going to plead nolo contendere to DWI, which tells me, obviously, that it's no longer with the enhancement or the higher level of DWI with a blood alcohol content of 0.15 or higher. There will be a formal motion shortly where we will do technically and openly, where you're no longer doing what's called a Class A misdemeanor, but instead the DWI first. If you look at the rest of this document, it's got 15 numbered sections or divisions. The very first one right there shows a check mark next to DWI first as far as the range of punishment, how you can be punished for this. Let me point out to you below DWI, the very next one with a blood alcohol content 0.15 or higher. That one says that you can be fined from $0 to $4,000, which is what you started off with, and jailed from 0 days to 1 year. You see that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. But what you're doing, the very first box is what you're going to be pleading to, DWI first. The fine is from 0 to a maximum of $2,000, which is half the other one, and then jail from 72 hours to 180 days in jail. Do you see and understand that that's the range of punishment you could be given?
Yes, Your Honor.
Number 2, I want you to read it to me. You read it.
The number 2, I understand.
That's right.
I have a right to a jury trial, a right to cross-examination of witnesses, and the right to remain silent. I freely and voluntarily waive those rights.
Very good. Is that a true statement, or is that what you're telling me?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Have you ever had any mental health issues or problems?
No, sir.
Have you ever been given or taken mental health medications?
No, no, sir.
Right. Now, did you read and review all of these 15 paragraphs or divisions with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, number 4 says, hey, I'm pleading nolo contendere because I've seen the evidence, I've reviewed the material, and I've listened to my attorney, and it's in my best interest to do this. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you ever been involved with a sex offender registration program?
No, sir.
All right. And where were you born, ma'am?
I was born in Laredo, Texas.
Okay. That will be noting in the file officially that you are a U.S. citizen. Some of the rest of the paragraphs apply, some do not. I would point out to you, number 15 says that you could demand that I order what's called a risk and needs assessment, a study, a review. And by signing this agreement, you're saying you don't want me to do that. You want to finish this today. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, the next document is in reference to your application. Pardon me. This one is, again, the identifying information. This is trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal. There's a stack of boxes, little boxes that are stacked up vertically. Each one individually is about a different type or importance of the right of appeal. The 5th box, count them from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th one says, I certify to you as a judge that this is a plea bargain case and the defendant has no right of appeal. Do you see and understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
I will be marking that, and you will have to sign that if you haven't already. Now, this document here is, again, identifying information. This is titled Application for Judge-Ordered Community Supervision Probation. Probation is a written, legal, binding contract between you and me, you and this court. That contract is important, but before I go into the details of that, did you read carefully what this application says?
Yes, Your Honor.
With the help of your attorney, did you know and understand exactly what you're telling me under oath by signing this application?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, probation is a written legal binding agreement between you and the court. That agreement essentially is this. I would accept your plea of nolo contendere, which in this court is taken as a guilty plea. I will find you guilty, and I will assess a punishment, which includes a jail sentence, a jail term. However, I will suspend the portion of the jail sentence, so long as you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
So obviously the question is, what if you don't live up to it? What if you fail or refuse to live up to the conditions that you're giving your word on, that you're signing your name to? Then the state will ask me to give you official notice, bring you in, and if the evidence supports it, I can go ahead and put you in jail for the term that's agreed to. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now what you're going to see next is what's it called, a personal data sheet. That is blank right now. You'll need to fill that out completely as soon as possible. You may be able to do it today. We'll see. All that information includes, who do you work for, Ms. Castilleja?
Well, right now I'm not employed. I was employed, but not right now.
Who were you working for before?
I was working for a courtyard, a hotel.
Okay. And what is your income usually? What kind of money do you make?
Because I was getting paid every 2 weeks, but I need to find me a job. And
Okay, so right now you're unemployed.
no, sir.
Okay. Do you have any, are you married or single,
Single.
widowed, or divorced?
Single.
Okay, do you have any children that are your dependents?
No, sir.
Did you ever serve in the military?
No, sir.
All right, do you have a vehicle?
Yes, sir.
What do you have, man?
Excuse me?
What kind of vehicle or automobile do you have?
It's a Chevy Cobalt, 2007.
All right. And what color is it, by the way?
Maroon.
All right, you'll need to fill all that information out on here. It's important, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. To the charge of DWI, how do you plead, ma'am?
No content.
All right. Again, a no contest, to remind you, a no contest plea is considered a guilty in this court. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Based on your plea of no contest, this is what's called a plea agreement here. And the first two boxes will be marked. The first one, guess what it talks about? The right to remain silent. These are important rights. The second one says that you are a U.S. citizen. Then there's a section that says defendant's acknowledgements. There's 5 boxes that are check marked, and each one has a different declaration or statement concerning your rights and protections, that you understand each one. Is that true?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, on the DWI allegations, you were charged with DWI with a blood alcohol content of 0.15. The state has a motion. Ms. Morgan.
Yes, Your Honor. The state moves to waive and abandon the extreme intoxication enhancement, and the state also moves to proceed on a DWI first.
Any objection by defense?
No objection.
That will be marked that the defense has no objection, and I will mark also that the motion is granted. Now, officially you're charged with DWI misdemeanor B. What is your official plea at this point?
No content.
All right, exactly. You're pleading no contest, and based on that plea, I find you guilty. You are ordered to appear in the offices of Bexar County Court of Law number 5 at the Justice Center. Those offices are in the main hallway behind the courtroom. In the hallway behind the courtroom. Once you get back there, you can find it. You need to have your thumbprint placed on the documents. The clerks will know exactly where and how many. You are sentenced to 180 days in Bexar County Jail, probated for a term of 9 months. That is, the jail portion is suspended for a term of 9 months. You are fined $250. If you live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision, Ms. Castilleja, the whole $250 fine will be forgiven. But if you mess up, you'll be brought back here and you'll be looking at the fine of $250 besides whatever else has. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You will, as part of the conditions of supervision, you'll have to complete the DWI education program. You will submit to a TAP evaluation and follow the recommendations. For 4 months, you'll have the ignition interlock monitor placed on your vehicle. For the entire period of probation, you're not to have any alcohol whatsoever. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, I told you that you have to live up to 100% of the conditions of supervision. Those conditions with the probation office will be read to you at the probation office, or however they're doing this. They might be doing it virtually, I'm not sure. But you will have every one of the conditions that you're bound by read to you, and you'll have to live up to each one of those conditions. Your supervisory fee will be the minimum of $25 a month. Is that clear?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Now, you are unemployed. How long have you been unemployed?
Just 2 days.
2 days?
Yes, I had a job. But, yeah, it's been 2 days without a job.
Right. And what kind of money were you making, ma'am?
I was making like 700 every 2 weeks.
Okay, so a total of approximately, let's say 1,700 max. The court finds that based on your income, your regular income, for purposes of the Texas law that fines you for being found guilty, if in fact that happens, the court will find and include in the record that you are indigent. That's because if you're eventually found guilty, at this point, the Texas legislature, in its great genius, has added a $3,000 fine that would be very difficult for you to pay. All right. Any questions, Ms. Castilleja?
No, Your Honor.
Any questions, Ms. Blake?
Your Honor.
Any questions, Ms. Morgan?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Garcia?
No, Your Honor. I think Miss Luna needs to go on breakout or stay so she can speak to Ms.
All right.
Castilleja.
Ms. Castilleja, you're going to
Yes,
be
sir.
placed. You're going to be placed